Yo, what is up, people? Welcome to episode 2 of Coffee with Corbin. Today I am drinking a holiday eggnog blend inside an epic, I probably say this about every mug, but inside an epic sock monkey mug. Now I know it's not as cool as the Bob Ross mug, and I know it doesn't have like the cool effects and whatever, but this mug is still epic. You can't deny that, and if you don't have one, go get one. I'm putting a link in the description below because everyone needs a sock monkey mug. It's just comforting. You're drinking coffee. It's warming your heart. It just looks so, just overall, it's a great coffee drinking experience. But other than that, I'm stoked for this video. I'm stoked for this episode. I'm stoked to get into the actual content of this book. And so, let's not waste time. Let's get started. I want to first kick off this video by giving JP a big round of applause for this book. Okay, I'm only a chapter in, and I must say, I am very impressed. Just with the writing, just how well it's been written, and the big question that was first established at the very beginning. I'm going to cover more of that here in a second. But just so far, I can tell that the content's going to be really good, and it's going to be a great book. Just from chapter 1, fire and strong. So shout out to you, JP. If you see this video, hey, maybe you'll even shout it out and put it on your story or something on Instagram, because I follow you. So yeah, JP, I love the book so far. I can't wait to dive into this. Any comments or anything you have to say towards it? Reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. One thing I really do like is at the end there are these reflection questions, and so it's just like, what is the most fun you've ever had? It just kind of goes over just like a self-evaluation from what you've read, and I really encourage y'all to do these. I'm not going to cover them in the videos. I'm just going to throw them out there to y'all and say, if you are reading the book and you haven't, go read the book and answer these questions at the end, either right underneath them or on a separate sheet of paper. I was going to do mine underneath, but I ended up taking them to a journal and doing that instead. And so answer the questions at the end of the chapter just for your own self, to help yourself kind of understand where you are in your walk with Christ and where you're struggling and how can you relate to the chapter even better. And that really helped me. I love the idea behind this first chapter. Trying to find satisfaction has been something I struggle with for a very long time. Growing up, I was always moving from one object to another, one challenge, one task, one activity to another. A perfect example, one of the first times I even remember doing this, well, I actually don't even remember, but one of the first examples from my lifetime where I chose something and I fell in love with it, and then not soon after that I changed my mind, was when I was really little and I was just old enough to play soccer at our town's YMCA. I signed up, my parents signed me up, they're like, Corbin, you want to play? And I was like, heck yeah, I love soccer. So I went to practices, and I had so much fun at the practices. I was stealing the ball from my teammates. I was keeping the ball for myself. I was scoring for myself. I was having a selfish kid's dream out there on the soccer field during practice. But then it came time for the actual game itself, and it was the very first game of the season. And instead of wanting to play, I made up my mind that I had had enough. I was happy during those practices. I was happy while I was learning, and it was just practice. But when it came time for the game, the fun had ended for me, and so instead of even playing my very first game, I went up to the coach. I kid you not, you can ask my parents this. I went up to the coach, handed her my jersey, and I said, I quit. And I quit that right there just before the game. And that's where the search for satisfaction and repetition began for me. It always left me wanting to find more and being the kid who did a little bit of everything. From elementary school all the way through high school, I was that kid that I've done everything you can do. Everything from football to one-act play to band, fine arts, doing the announcements, leading pep rallies. I've done it all because I was always searching for more and more and more. And ultimately, that never led to me being satisfied, if I'm honest. It led to me doing a little bit of everything, and that is good and bad things. There are some things that I did that aren't bad things. I was focusing on them. I was doing great things. They weren't bad. They were good things to do. They were great ways to, help others and help myself in healthy ways. But there's also things that I was doing that was bad, that were selfish on my part, that was treating others one way and not necessarily being the person I should be, because I was trying to find this satisfaction. I was hurting those around me just because I wanted to be satisfied, because I was trying to find what in this world, what can I do every single day, what can I pursue constantly that will make me satisfied. And ultimately that just led to me just not ever finding an answer. And it left me at the end of every day asking the same question that JP first writes at the beginning of the chapter. And it's a question I believe that everyone has asked, and that I know I have asked, and I continue to, even at times, to still ask this question. What is life all about? And that was a question I tried to discover on my own throughout just my life so far, and I still don't know. So I'm still searching, but my searching spot has changed. And I think that's the idea behind this chapter, is saying, searching to be satisfied is okay. But where are you searching? Are you searching in Scripture? Or are you searching in things of the world? The easiest thing to do is search for things of this world. Relationships, drugs, sex, alcohol, video games, YouTube. I can sit here and that's all I focus on, and I want to be the most popular YouTuber. I want to have all these subscribers, all these likes. That's me, my focus. And I'm still not going to be satisfied. Even if I did get that, I would not be satisfied. We're searching too much in the world and not in Scripture. We can look to Scripture, Why do we search the world? Why do people do that? Well, first of all, it's easy. I believe it's easily accessible for us. But then when I pull out Scripture and I read what Scripture has to say about just, worldly things, the first verse that pops into my head, or the first set of verses, is 1 John 2:15 through 17. And I'm going to read that for y'all right now. I have it marked so I won't be flipping around for too long. But in 1 John 2, starting in verse 15, we're going to read through 17, it says, "Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world. The world and its desires pass away, but whoever does the will of God lives forever." So let's kind of break this down real fast. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. If you love the things of this world, if you love the worldly possessions, these worldly feelings, these worldly emotions that society and culture and this atmosphere has to offer, it's impossible to love the Father. It's impossible to love God. It's impossible to truly say that you love Christ if you are submitting to things of the world. Alright, then verse 16. "For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world." Now, lust is a strong word that we usually associate with, sex and just impure thoughts. But don't just get so wrapped up on, the way you're sexually acting towards someone, the way you're sexually viewing someone. Yeah, that is wrong. But it's also anything else that's not godly. If you're looking at things that are higher than God, putting things above God, that is lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. That is, you're putting those things above God. God is the greatest. It's saying that God's here, and the things that are in this world, the things that we are given, are less than God, but our focus is still God. And then here's the end of it. We're on verse 17. "The world and its desires pass away, but whoever does the will of God lives forever." So why is it that when we search the world and we're looking to be satisfied, something might satisfy us for a small amount of time, for a small increment of existence, but why is it that it ends? And right there in verse 17, it tells us that the things of the world will pass away. I want one thing. Okay, I want to go get that. I want to strive after it, and I achieve it. But why is it that, yes, I'm so happy, I was victorious, but why is it that now I want something else? Why am I not satisfied? I thought I was. I had this thought that, I'm being satisfied right now, but why is it that I'm not? It's because the things of the world will pass away and they die. They don't last forever. The Father and His will last forever. And that is the beauty about putting our focus and our heart to Christ. And that's why I believe it is important to, that we do direct our focus towards God, and that we do put our focus not on things of this world, but on what Christ has to offer and what Christ has given, and the love and the security and the satisfaction that comes from the gospel and that comes from the Lord. And I believe that this book is a great way of helping us understand now so we know where we want to be. Chapter 1 tells us where we want to be. So now, how do we do it? And I think that's what JP is going to cover, So those are some of my thoughts on just, what I took away from this, how I felt, and what God was saying to me as I read this. Because as soon as I read that first paragraph, I just fell in love with it instantly, and I just am really passionate when it comes to, this world and something that we live in daily and how to combat that. So I'm really excited to just dive into this. I encourage you as we read, just make notes. Continue just to write in this thing. So after reading chapter 1, I'm super excited to continue and do chapter 2. And I want to hear y'all's comments too. So comment down below what chapter 1 was to you, what God spoke to you, and how this is affecting you in your life. Be honest, be open, it's okay. If you don't want to be public about it, message me on my social media and we can have a conversation one-on-one. I'm always down to have a conversation, and I really want to hear y'all's feedback on this chapter 1. So next Tuesday will be over chapter 2, and I think that's how we're going to keep doing this. I think we're going to continue doing this 1 chapter a week. And there's 11 chapters, so there'll be 12 episodes. So episode 3 to be over chapters 2, and we're just going to do that. We're going to do 1 chapter a week. It's short, but there's always so much to cover over 1 chapter, and so I think it's just best that if we just keep it to 1 chapter a week. I know I didn't address that in the first video, but I am now. And so yes, so until then, I just encourage you, continue to pray over, what you're seeking in life and what your focus is in life. Daily just pray to be focused on God and His will. I encourage you just to live in prayer, walk in prayer, and just continue every single day to be focused on the Lord and what He has for you, not what the world has to offer. Because once that world hands it out to you and you accept it, it's going to be taken right back, and it's going to leave you with nothing. I thank y'all all so much, for watching this, and just the encouragement I've received from friends and family has really been incredible. Let's continue to grow this community. Let's see where this is going. I'm so excited for where we're starting out. This one was incredible. I love the book so far. I love the content. I love all of y'all who are watching. I love y'all for supporting me. I just ask that you please continue to pray over this channel, pray over these videos, and pray over me as I am doing all this. May I be focused on the Lord and not my own selfish ambitions. May it be something that is Christ-driven and not Corbin-driven. So comment, like this video if you liked it. Subscribe for the next video for episode 3, which is over chapter 2. So subscribe to that. Follow me on all my social medias. That will be in the description below too. And I thank y'all so much, and I cannot wait to see y'all next Tuesday on episode 3 of Coffee with Corbin.